team. This looks very, very reminiscent of that, I'd say. Abomasnow, Ferrothorn, Reinocluse, Gardevoir, Jirachi, and Rotom. We are familiar with Andres' team as before. Nick Seman's team, what do you think about it, Steve? What kind of strategy do you think we're going to see in this?
I'm not sure, Alex.
I think you might see some Trick Room.
Oh, yeah?
Might see some Hail.
Hail or Tricker?
I think you might see both.
Hail 2 Tricker.
Folks, I think we just coined the new phrase for the type of team. It's going to be called Hail to the Trick Room. Brought to you by our own Steven. I'm sure we got a good fight coming up. These competitors are both 4-0.
Good match.
Lots of insight, lots of prediction. Andres takes the juice break, coming back with his food. Yeah, I need your brain fuel.
You know, he has been eating that bowl of rice for about 2 hours now. In case you were wondering, it is pork fried.
Andres is leaning back, all confident, while Nick is picking his Pokemon still. Nick has 10 seconds remaining. We'll see if he can get his team together.
I think. Oh, and he sure does.
Oh, he gets it off with just a timer. Shot clock goes down to 5.
Oh, yes. Oh, now throws him basketball. We are a football school, Alex. The play clock went down to 5.
Last round of the Penn State rotation tournament. We see Andres near side, Nick far side. Nick comes out with an Abomasnow in the middle spot, followed by Reinocluse and Rotom. We see Andres' infamous Titania in the lead spot, being flanked by Cresselia and Terrakion.
Yes.
We've noted before that Andres' team is adapted to handle either Trick Room or non-Trick Room.
Why are you telling him?
He's watched it.
He was battling.
Andres leads with the Togekiss. Nick leads with the Abomasnow. Speaking of Mega Pokemon, Abomasnow could possibly Mega Evolve.
Could.
Might we see it?
Perhaps. Depends on the strategy. You know, it all comes down to the strategy.
It sure does.
Yes. As is proven time and time again.
Both competitors rotate out. Cresselia goes for a side shock on the Reinocluse. Reinocluse tanks it. And uses Trick
we're
Room.
seeing it.
It's been a very tricky day. We're in a room of tricks today.
Yes.
Lots of Trick Room going on. Cresselia taking residual damage from Hail. Reinocluse in the middle spot for Nick. Cresselia leads Andres' front. Reinocluse under Trick Room deals a Shadow Ball. It does a lot to Cresselia. However,
And we're back to normal conditions, folks.
as you've seen Andres do last time he was on stream, Cresselia uses Trick Room. And Hail damage pushes Cresselia just below 50%, activating that Citrus Berry. Putting Cresselia back to 75% health.
Oh my god. I'm scared.
We're waiting to
It's a scary looking Pokemon.
Abomasnow, you say?
Oh, yes.
Especially when it might Mega Evolve. Andres rotates in his Titania, and Titania misses a vital.
Up, and we've been Trick Room once more.
Air Slash is a move by Togekiss, which has a 75 base power, 95% accuracy, and it's less likely than a crit for it to miss. A crit happens. I don't realize that, no.
Well, that's a good stat we have.
There's only
Andres has
5%.
missed 3 out of 6 last.
What are the chances of that? Quite
Apparently
low.
50%.
No, well, in Pokemon anything can happen.
It's the wonder of rotation battles, Alex.
Reinocluse leading the charge for Nick Seman. Andre sticking with his trusty Togekiss.
I hate this game. We're doing the same thing. I have no deck.
Do you think these Pokemon will rotate or stay in, Steven?
I believe we're going to see them stay in and tear things out. Oh, we see a rotation. And a double rotation.
Abomasnow goes for a Blizzard under Trick Room. Blizzard is really well used by Abomasnow. It gets a critical hit on the Cresselia. The Cresselia is bulky.
And we've been on Trick Room once more.
Lots of Trick Room going on. I don't know which end is up.
Trick.
Lots of Trick Room going on. How are the dimensions now, Steve? Are they twisted or are they not twisted?
No, they are untwisted presently.
So that means
No
that
twist.
that means speed tiers are normal. Okay, cool. Andres' Cresselia being in the front for him has about 30% health left. We see Nick Seman with a Abomasnow in the middle, and his Pokemon have taken very little damage thus far. Nick Seman rotates into his Rotom, while Andres rotates into Togekiss. Togekiss goes for an Air Slash. This time it hits. However, it's not very effective against Rotom. Rotom takes about 25% of it, but it flinches.
Uh-oh.
Even though Air Slash may miss 5% of the time, when it hits 60% of the time, the opponent will flinch, thanks to Serene Grace, an ability which doubles the secondary effects of moves. Togekiss goes for yet another Air Slash, while Rotom stays in, does not take a lot of it. Andres gets his own crit, and Nick Seaman's Rotom activates his own Citrus Berry. Rotom can't attack because, it's flinched again. 60% of the time.
60% of the time works every time, Alex.
No, because I changed my type before.
Andres to Togekiss, leading the charge. Used Air Slash in the past 2 turns, while Nick Seaman's Rotom stayed in and tanked both of them. Andres brings in his Terrakion, while Nick Seaman comes in with Reunicluse. Terrakion goes for close combat against Reunicluse, and Reunicluse is not below 50% health yet. Reunicluse, oh wow.
Oh man, we're on our 5th Trick Room of the game,
folks. You're keeping track of that?
I am, yes.
It's way above my head. I'm more of a battler, just to straight attack and not deal with a lot of nonsense. But this tricking is just that's rotation for you.
Oh yes.
So now speed tiers are switched. You see Nick's Reunicluse looking very threatening. Nick rotates into Abomasnow, which doesn't.
And look at that, folks.
It's a Mega Abomasnow.
He's on all 4s.
Hail to the Trick Room.
Oh yes.
Loyal and true is this Trick Room team.
Hail to the Trick Room Valiant.
No Valiant.
What, do you not believe that Nick Seaman's Pokemon are conquered heroes?
Are you serious right now?
A little bit of collegiate humor here.
What kind of culture don't we have? We see Nick Seaman's Abomasnow looking very threatening under Trick Room right now. Andres rotates into Cresselia. A Blizzard coming from a Mega Abomasnow, which does quite a bit of damage. Cresselia can't hang on.
Down goes Antoinette.
Cresselia was quite an asset for Andres in the past, but it cannot.
Oh, here comes that Mawile we saw previous.
Just like Abomasnow, Mawile can Mega Evolve.
It sure could. We'll see if he takes advantage of that trait.
Would Mega Evolve be advantageous to Mawile right now? Do you think Andres would be better off rotating?
Personally, I think I would go ahead for the Mega Evolution. What do you think, Al?
Anything can happen. It's rotation. We're not sure.
Yes, that is all part of the fun of a rotation battle, as has been said.
Is Trick Room still up?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Nick Seaman rotates into a Rotom.
Oh, and just as I predicted, I did want to be a weatherman in high school, folks.
There you go.
It comes full circle.
Andres Mawile Mega Evolves and plays rough. That Rotom does not like playing rough.
Nope, it will not survive the rough play.
It goes down.
And here comes the Ferrothorn.
Ferrothorn is a Grass Steel type. Mawile being Steel Fairy. Type-wise, Ferrothorn has the advantage over Mawile, but different moves can be had, different things can happen, different things can switch. We'll see what comes.
Things are switched. We are in Trick Room. It's rotation battle, folks. Possibilities are in.
This rotation battle in Trick Room, in Hail. So much going on here. My head is
Yes,
spinning.
neither Hail nor Trick Room.
Andres has picked his move, running on Nick Seaman's move. Nick Seaman still has 3 Pokemon left after his Rotom had bitten the dust from the Play Rough Mawile. Andres also has Andres also has 3 Pokemon after Cresselia could not take a Blizzard. Mawile stays in. And Nick Seaman's Bombasnow goes for a substitute. You know, good thing that Bombasnow used substitute, or Fire Fang would have done quite a bit of damage to that Bombasnow, which is 4 times weak to a fire move.
Oh, and I think Trick Room is just ended.
So we're back to normal?
Back to normal.
Back to normal should have something else happen. I mean, who are we to say?
Who's to say?
We see Nick Seaman's Abomasnow leading the charge, while Andres' Mawile stares fiercely back at him. Mawile just saw you use Fire Fang. That's gotta scare the Abomasnow.
Yes.
We see Andres
Switch, rotate, and double rotation.
Whoa, Nick Seaman being
Innovative.
but more like safe, and seeing what Andres would do. Andres switches into Terrakion, goes for a close combat.
Oh, the Hail and the Trick Room has stops.
What did you do? He does not go for close combat, he goes for X-Scissor. Either way, Ferrothorn takes no damage because you use Protect. We see Andres' Terrakion out in front. Nick Seaman's Ferrothorn. Nick Seaman's Ferrothorn being Steel Grass is weak to a possible fighting attack from a Terrakion, neutral to a possible bug attack, neutral to a possible ground attack, or Andres could rotate out. Rotate into Mawile, rotate into Titania.
Possibilities are endless.
And we will see an X-Scissor. X-Scissor.
They're endless.
X-Scissor does neutral damage to a Ferrothorn.
With 13 possible moves. It then eventually turns into 12.
Ferrothorn using Power Whip against Terrakion. Terrakion goes, oh, that was powerful, wouldn't you say? Terrakion can't handle it.
Whip it good.
Andres now down to 2 Pokemon, bringing in Mawile to the top spot. We got a very, very bulky Ferrothorn looking back at this Mawile. We have seen Mawile use Play Rough before in this battle. We have seen it use Fire Fang. We'll see what it does next. Andres opts for the rotate into Togekiss, while Ferrothorn plays it safe and protects again. Togekiss' Air Slash will not go off. Had Air Slash hit, it would have done neutral damage and caused a 60% chance of a flinch. Togekiss does go for Air Slash against Ferrothorn. Does about 25-ish%, putting Ferrothorn a little more than 50, but Ferrothorn flinches, making it unable to attack that turn.
Enable.
You know, Togekiss is now a Fairy type.
Fairy.
Ferrothorn flinches again. Folks, you gotta imagine that Ferrothorn is preparing a Steel type attack to take down this Fairy, but who's to say Ferrothorn is getting the short end to stick with the flinching.
Must be frustrating.
Togekiss deals another flinch, and Reuniclus takes it, does not flinch.
And we're in Trick Room once
Uses
more.
Trick Room again.
Number 6.
I haven't seen this much Trick Rooming since the Helsinki episode 1919.
Oh, and I think we all know how that one ended up, Al.
Oh, never remember, never forget. However, Trick Room was up again, in flipping speed tiers. The crowd consensus is that Mega Bombasnow might have some digestional problems.
Yes, but that is a discussion for another day.
Obama Snow
Oh, we're gonna use
switches
an
in,
substitute.
puts in a substitute, while Mopwile goes for
Fire
Fire Fang, negating that substitute.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Obama Snow now about at a little more than 50% health. Mopwile and Titania being both pretty close to 100%.
You only have 11 HP?
Nick's team has 3 Pokemon, or just has 2 Pokemon left.
That would be so good.
Nick's team is Ferrothorn and Rayoncluse being very low in health. Nick switches in.
Uh-oh.
Switches in. Ferrothorn
Not
goes for
very.
Power Whip. Does not do all that much to
Fire Fang.
Mopwile. And
Down goes Ferrothorn.
that's Ferrothorn cannot handle a Fire Fang from a huge Power Mopwile. Mopwile took some residual damage there. Ferrothorn spilled the Iron Barbs and was also holding Rocky Helmet, dealing some pretty hefty damage back to that Mopwile. We see Nick's team is Abomasnow. And Andres' Mawile. Would Andres rotate? Would he stay in? Would Nick rotate? Would he stay in?
74 times.
You know, Steven, I've lost track. Is Trick Room happening or is it not happening?
Trick Room is currently happening.
So, folks, you know, in Trick Room, those that are slower will move first. Those that are faster will move second.
That's the trick.
Nobody here has that. Mawile. Was that Sucker Punch?
Yes,
That
it
was
was.
Sucker Punch. Well, next team went switched into Rayoncluse. Rayoncluse must have been preparing an attack because Sucker Punch went off. I'm sure we're all aware of what that attack does. Abomasnow goes for the Blizzard and Mawile avoids the Blizzard, dealing back a very, very hefty Iron Head.
Quite a showdown.
Mawile putting in work for Andres today.
That was a.
We see Andres again, the victor. To
Valiant.